I didn't sleep too well last night.
I noticed.
Just don't know what I'm going to say to Jen.
Darling, don't say anything. Just let her know how much you care.
I suppose so. I just feel so bloody helpless.
And don't let her see that either. Hey, come on. We can't have this breaking us all up.
Of course not. It'll work itself out. Just as well that girl killed that bastard. I'd have done it myself.
You sound as if you're grateful to her.
I suppose that's one way of looking at it.
If she was such a saint, why didn't she kill him before he attacked Jenny?
Thank God this is the last I'll be seeing of this place for a while.
You seem pretty confident.
What do you reckon? They can't make this charge stick. Magistrate will throw it out of court.
Well, let's hope so, for all our sakes.
You can bet on it. I'll see you, Mrs. Morris. Good luck.
You reckon she'll be back?
Well, from the little I've heard about the police evidence against her, I'd say definitely. Oh, no.
What's up?
Another letter from Wentworth in the dispatch.
Well, how did that get out? I thought Mrs. Powell had it stopped.
Doesn't seem to matter what you do in this place. The women still seem to get around it. I wish they were as clever at keeping out of trouble. Right. Well, all this lot will have to be cut. Would you like to start it, please? I'll have to report it to Mrs. Davidson.
What's the point in cutting it out? It's already been published.
Departmental policy. The women may have won a round, but they certainly won't be allowed to crow about it. Mrs. Davidson, it's Meg Morris speaking. I've just discovered another one of B. Smith's articles in the dispatch. Censorship of mail, repression, denial of human rights. Well, it's not as emotional as the last one. Yes, Mr. Faulkner's already started on it. Right. Well, as I said, they all have to be censored, and she would like to see a copy.
Seems a bit bloody petty to me.
Orders is orders. I could hear all the shouting. I couldn't work out what was being said.
Well, you'll probably find out soon enough when she comes back. Well, she seemed pretty sure she'll be back this time.
No, I'm not so sure about that. I reckon if the police are going to go to that much trouble, they must have something on her. I reckon she'll be back. Well, if there's no Wentworth firebug.
Come on now, she's only arsing around.
How you going, Dory?
Not bad for somebody who's just spent 2 days in the pound for bugger all.
Oh, it wasn't totally wasted. We did find out who the mystery prisoner was, didn't we, Mr. Faulkner?
Want a word with you, Smith?
Excuse I go. You rang, Mr. Faulkner.
Well, who was it?
Helen Smart.
How'd you find out?
Oh, Lizzie decided to take a little trip down to isolation.
This is just the sort of thing which could bring the department down onto the newspaper altogether.
Now, hang on. It was your idea for the dispatch to use my stuff in the first place.
I know that, but I didn't expect you to jeopardize a stir. Nor use innocent people to smuggle things out for you. Do you know what could have happened to Joanne if she'd been caught?
Who?
I know Joanne took it out for you. I rang my mate on the newspaper.
Well, it was her idea, and she didn't get caught.
That's not the point. I told you before I don't like censorship. Because of your article, I've had to cut up all the copies of the paper and throw them in the bin. Don't let it happen again.
Hey, what do you want?
He just gave me a slap on the wrist for being a naughty girl. And a pat on the back because Joe got my article in the paper.
You beauty!
Yes. Send him in, please. Mr. Douglas, I hope this doesn't mean the end of the women's newspaper. Meg, have you any idea how that article slipped out?
None at all.
Well, what about prisoners released, visitors?
Well, Joanne Slater got out the other day, but she was thoroughly searched twice. And all visitors have been carefully supervised.
I wonder if there's anything in telepathy.
Perhaps they have a secret supply of carrier pigeons.
Come in.
Thank you. Mrs. Davidson, Mrs. Morris.
Do you need me?
No, thank you, Mrs. Morris.
Well, Erica, it's happened again, hasn't it?
Yes, I'm afraid it has.
I warned you. You put a pen in the hand of some of these women and they think they're Laurie Oakes. Well, the minister's not cracking down, not this time. But only because this article isn't as inflammatory as the last one. Do you know he's still receiving irate phone calls about Susie Driscoll? Oh, yes. And it seems that the parole board will now be persuaded to give her an early release. And I honestly don't believe the girl's ready for it.
You're probably right.
Yes, well, about Helen Smart.
Her hearing is today.
Yes, I fully realize that. I've received another request from the police to keep her segregated from the others. They seem to think she'll be returned here.
But, Ted, that is ridiculous. What is the point in keeping her whereabouts a secret when she's just had a public trial?
Well, Detective Sergeant Ryan seems to think it necessary. I can see no reason to deny the request.
Well, I can. We don't have enough officers to wet nurse one woman. Smart is well known and well liked by the other women. They wouldn't hurt her.
I admire your optimism. All right, look, put her where you like. Just make sure she comes to no harm. And as far as B. Smith's journalism goes, I suggest you confiscate all writing materials from the whole prison.
You are not serious.
Oh, yes, Erica, I'm very serious.
What's the utmost?
Colleen!
Heard the good news. How's Jenny?
She's okay, Meg. She's a bit shaken up, but no real damage.
Didn't expect you back so soon. You haven't left her alone, have you?
Oh, no, of course not. She's with Patrick's sister. I had to come in. She was raped, Meg.
Oh, no.
What can you expect with scum of that mentality? Just a psychotic, an absolute madman. What I can't understand is that bitch of a woman. She just stood back and let it happen.
She was the one who killed him, wasn't she?
Yeah, sure. About 2 days too late. Oh, she's just as bad as he was.